Man and beast joined as one. The courageous rider steering 500 pounds of raw animal power. A volatile cocktail of thundering muscle, greased lightly, control and chaos. A dangerous mix that can spell disaster.
Down the hill now, 3 more fences to go. Second, Sir Sagamore, who's nearly lost the rider. He's gone. The rider was unseated. Oh, he's still with that horse. He got dragged over the next fence, that rider.
April 20th, 1992, Adelaide, Australia. Simon Mills, jockey, is at the starting gate for the biggest race, not of his life, but for it. With hundreds of pounds of horsepower beneath him and only 1 lap to go, Simon and his steed make a deadly mistake. Before, the man controlled the horse. Now the roles are suddenly reversed. The crowd watches in helpless horror as the ragdoll jockey is mercilessly dragged. Moving at top speed toward the solid pine logs of the rapidly approaching jump fence, Simon faces certain death.
The fence where I jumped was on a very steep downhill run, and everything was fine up until a couple of strides away where the horse and I probably made a mistake in timing, and we landed badly, which catapulted me forward of the horse. And because we're running downhill, I couldn't push myself back. All I could do was fall. A split second later, I realised one of my feet is stuck in the stirrup irons, and that's when the fun started. When you're getting dragged at that speed, you're just like a big bag of potatoes. You can't do anything. You're completely in the lap of the gods. I noticed the next fence was coming up, and I thought, I'm in real bother here, because they have solid pine logs just before it, and if I'd hit that fence with the full force at the speed I was going, I wouldn't be here. I'd be 6 foot under. Just as I thought, I'm not going to walk away from this, my horse, an old experienced animal, instead of taking off 2 metres from the fence, he took off 5 metres from the fence. So by the time he was over the top of the fence, I was above him, catapulted. The horse saved my life, and that's the only reason I'm sitting here now. But then when you're up that high, you've got to come down. It was just a mixture of legs, arms, everything. As we're galloping along at 50 kilometres an hour, there was horses' hoofs everywhere, smashing down beside me, and one of the horse's back legs collected my arm and broke my arm, but that triggered the stirrup to break free, and then I just lay there, free as a bird. I thought I was fine until I looked at my arm, or noticed my arm wasn't in the position it normally is, and it was folded back the opposite way. It's hard to describe, but if you hit your arm with a big enough sledgehammer, you might know the feeling.
Miraculously, Simon's broken arm was the only injury he sustained in the incident.
The winning feeling of winning a race, it's a feeling of companionship between horse and rider. It's not just a feeling of that 2 or 3 minutes of racing. It's the feeling of weeks of preparation, and when it all comes out the way you want it to, it's heaven. It really is.